Are you holding on to things, thinking your kids will want them when you're gone? You may be surprised by how many things you're saving because you think your children will want them someday. The china you only use at Christmas, the furniture you had for decades, boxes of family photographs, your collections, even things you consider valuable. But here's the uncomfortable question. Have you ever actually asked your kids if they want them? Because the answer might surprise you. Today, we're looking at 15 things many of us keep for our children that they might not even actually want. And stay until the end because I'm going to tell you what you should consider keeping before you start filling out those donation boxes. If you watch my Swedish Decluttering Method video, this is the perfect next step. Let's start with something many families have kept for generations: fine china. Maybe it belonged to your mother or your grandmother. Perhaps you received it as a wedding gift. I got mine as a wedding present, and it's over 40 years old, and my kids definitely don't want it. They say it's too old fashioned for their living style. The problem is that younger generations often live differently. They may have smaller homes, entertain more casually, or simply prefer dishes that go straight into the dishwasher. Before keeping an entire set for your children, ask them if they actually want it. And if they don't, that doesn't erase the memories attached to it. That beautiful dining room set may have cost you a lot of money over 30 years ago, but your children may already have furniture of their own. And today's smaller homes and apartments don't always have room for large china cabinets, entertainment centers, and oversized dining tables. Instead of assuming someone wants it, ask. You may discover they rather have one small, meaningful piece. Almost everyone has these. All electronics, old televisions, DVD players, printers, computers, and cables. And of course, the mysterious box of chargers that none of us remember what they belong to. Most of these aren't heirlooms. If the electronics are obsolete or broken, find an appropriate electronics recycling option instead of leaving the problem for someone else. VHS tapes, DVDs, and CDs. Many of us spent years building movie and music collections. I'm one of them. I still have hundreds of movies that I'm planning to sell on eBay. This can also be an option for you. Start selling these old VHS tapes or old DVDs. There are a lot of people out there who collect these type of items that you can definitely sell them to if this is the route you'd like to take. But before saving hundreds of DVDs or CD for your children, ask whether or not they actually use them. There is one important exception: family recordings. Those old home videos may be priceless to your family. Consider having important family video recordings digitalized, encyclopedias, and old reference books. Remember when owning an encyclopedia set felt like having the entire world knowledge sitting in your living room? Wow, how times have changed. Most outdated reference books aren't something your children are likely to use. Nowadays, there's the internet where you can get all the information you need without looking through books. Keep books that have real meaning to you and consider the ones you're keeping simply because you have always had them. Donate them, give them to Goodwill, a library, or a bookstore. Collectibles, figurines, plates, dolls, stamps, coins, souvenirs, whatever you have collected, you probably enjoyed finding each new piece. But the collection represents your passion, and your children may not share it. I collect dollar bills and coins from around the world where I have traveled, but this one I'm not going to donate if my children don't want them. I'm going to first research if they have increased their value. Then I plan to sell them to collectors or donate. If something could be valuable, research it before donating or discarding it. But don't automatically assume that because you spent years collecting or thousands of dollars on something, that your children will want to continue the collection. Your entire book collection. Books can be incredibly personal, but your children may not have the same reading interest or the space for hundreds of books. Choose the one that mean the most. A favorite cookbook with your handwritten notes might mean far more to your children than three shelves of books they might never read. My closet had become a time capsule before I started letting go of clothes I hadn't worn in a long time. Old work clothes, formal dresses, jackets that haven't been worn in 15 years. Your children probably aren't waiting to inherit an entire wardrobe. Keeping a few meaningful pieces if you love them, but give yourself permission to let the rest go. Holiday decorations. This one can be difficult. Christmas decorations can hold decades of memory. But do your children really want 12 boxes of decorations? Instead, ask which ornaments or decoration has special meaning to them. You may be surprised. The inexpensive ornament your child made in elementary school may not matter more than the expensive decoration you thought they'd want. Extra kitchenware. This one took me a while to finally get rid of, but I asked myself, how many casseroles does one family really need? Take a look through your kitchen. Duplicate pans, appliances you never use, extra mugs and gadgets can quietly take over cabinets. Keep what makes your kitchen work for your daily life today rather than storing things for a future household that may never need them. Old paperwork. Now, who doesn't have tons of paper piled up? When I retired, I brought home lots of paperwork that belonged to me. Then I asked myself, do I really need them? And started to sort through them and shred them. This can become one of the biggest burdens. Don't simply throw everything away because some financial, tax, property, insurance, and estate documents may need to be retained. Instead, organize important records and securely shred paperwork that you have determined you no longer need. Imagine how helpful one clearly labeled folder of important information can be compared with 20 boxes of unidentified papers. Old linens and towels. Linen closets can hide amazing amount of stuff. Old sheets, mismatched pillowcases, and towels we keep for just in case. Your children probably don't need a 24-year-old towel. Keep what you actually use and consider donating. But not every donation center accepts used towels and linen, so research where they are accepted or try recycling centers which use this type of material to repurpose them. Souvenirs. When I travel, I love to buy souvenirs from the places I go. I like seeing my refrigerator full of magnets that remind me of my travel adventures. I also collect Starbucks You Are Here mugs from my trips. Souvenirs can remind us of a wonderful trip and experience, but the memories belong primarily to you. Your children may enjoy hearing the story behind a special object, but that doesn't mean they want a box full of souvenirs. Choose a few favorites that represent your best memories. Consider donating them, selling them, or gifting them to someone who also collects them as you do. Your children's childhood belongings. Here's an interesting one. Maybe you've saved report cards, trophies, school projects, stuffed animal, and boxes of artwork from when your children were little. You keep them because they're precious memories. But now that your children are adults, ask them what they really want to do with them. Consider photographing or scanning some items before letting them go. You can preserve the memories without necessarily preserving every object. Things that you are keeping because they were expensive. This may be the hardest category of all. Sometimes we keep something because we remember that we paid a lot for it. I can't get rid of that because it cost me $500, but the money has already been spent. The better question is, does this item still have a purpose in my life today? And if you're saying it's for your children, ask whether or not they want it. Expensive doesn't automatically mean meaningful. But wait, don't get rid of everything. Before you start filling up donation boxes, there's another side of this conversation. Your children may not want everything, but there may be a handful of things they would like to treasure, like family photographs, letters, recipes written in your handwriting, a piece of jewelry with a story behind it, military memorabilia. I'm a veteran and I still have my basic training yearbook. It's over 40 years old, and my dog tags. My daughter wants to keep them. Other things to consider before getting rid of are family history items like objects that connect to their grandparents. Sometimes the item that matters most isn't worth much money at all. So Don't decide for your children. Ask them. Try saying, I'm starting to simplify some of my things. Is there anything here that you would really like me to keep for you? The four box method. If you're wondering where to start, try using four boxes. Label them: keep, give to family, donate or sell, discard. Then choose one small area, not the entire house. One drawer, one cabinet, one shelf. You don't need to declutter 40 years of possessions in one weekend. A little progress every week can make an enormous difference. Decluttering after 60 isn't about getting rid of your life. It's about deciding which possessions still deserve a place in your life you're living right now. And there's another benefit: you're making things easier for the people you love. And if you enjoyed this video, watch my video about Swedish Decluttering Method next. It might completely change the way you look at things in your home. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is the one thing you're going to be saving for your children that you recently discovered they didn't want? Tell us in the comment.